after The Bachelor was over and after Celebrity Apprentice was over, did you watch that show? Those shows?
No. I went back to the championship game.
Okay.
I would like to know how late you stayed up.
Well, I was watching on the East Coast feed because
Okay.
I got the East Coast feed satellite. So after The Apprentice was over, there's a show called The Fan, Super Fan, or whatever it's called. And I was telling you guys about it yesterday.
Oh.
Where Matthew McConaughey is this famous actor, and he comes in, and they bring in these 3 people that are super fans of Matthew McConaughey, and they quiz them on Matthew McConaughey stuff, and he's there, right? And the host of the game show is Andy Richter, and it's so uncomfortable. It's such an uncomfortable show, and I almost think that. And then after they do trivia about the actor, and the actor confirms the questions, then the superfan competes against the actor, right? About trivia about himself, and you can see the actor. They have to hit a button. You can see the actor like kind of, he knows the answer, but he wants to hit the button slower than the other person.
Sure.
And it's so uncomfortable.
You don't want to whip up on your superfan because then they're not a superfan anymore.
Right. So the first show, Matthew McConaughey let the person win. So the person won the Matthew McConaughey trivia, and she was like missing teeth and stuff. I'm not kidding you. It was like whatever you think
That's
the biggest
sweet.
Matthew McConaughey superfan would be like. She's like little teeth, missing some. They're off to the side.
Oh my God.
So anyway, when that episode was over, the next one was Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback for Green Bay Packers. And he was doing that thing where he's like trying to take his time hitting the button, but his trivia questions are like Matthew McConaughey trivia questions, like in the movie, blah, 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 whatever. But, sports stuff is like, what round was Aaron Rodgers drafted or picked for the Heisman? And how many votes did he have? What place did he come in? And you can see, Aaron Rodgers knows when he came in, and so he's going for the button. He's looking. He's playing against a girl, and he's looking. She's not hitting the button, so ding, he hits it. And he's like, 9. He's like, yeah, you're right. So he won. He wins against himself.
But he was laying back. She just didn't know.
Yeah, so he gets the trophy.
She just thinks he's really hot.
They hand him the own trophy that he's his own super fan.
You know more about you than anybody else knows about you.
That's exactly the answer. That's exactly the phrase they said to him. You know more about you than anybody else. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah, he's got the, what am I here for?
Yeah.
Shouldn't I know more about me?
So then, now, after, what was the other show I was talking about? Oh, after The Bachelor, they go into, I think, or whatever, however, I think it was after The Bachelor, they go into a new show called The Wall, a game show. And it's freaking riveting game show. I watched it with my kids. Edge of your seat. If anybody saw The Wall, could you please call 877-937-1047 and tell me if it's such the silliest concept, and it's produced by LeBron James.
Yeah, I've seen him doing commercials for it and hosted by the Talking Dead guy, right?
Yeah, Chris Hardwick or whatever.
Yeah, Chris Hardwick. So what is the concept of The Wall?
It is so stupid. I thought that I'm sort of going, there's no way this show's going to take off. You know that game when Price is Right? I think it's Plinko?
Yeah.
Right, where you drop a ball and it goes ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, Plinko.
Plinko.
Plinko's music.
The whole game is Plinko.
Giant Plinko?
That's all it is Plinko. That's the whole game. But they take a husband and a wife, and they ask them some trivia questions, and Plinko, wherever the ball lands, it could be $1, it could be $10, and it goes up to $1 million. And they separate them, and they ask them trivia questions. And then they, I don't know, as the balls land, they add up their points. But if they get questions wrong, they have the balls drop and they take away money. And then at the end, they go, so you can either take $50,000 or you can, like the guy got up to $1.5 million. He won $1.5 million, which is incredible. This is his family in Colorado. He builds cabins. She's like a school teacher. They have 2 kids. $1.5 million is incredible, right? And they send her a contract, and she's in a soundproof booth. They send her a contract. They're like, $50,000 is yours, or you can keep whatever your husband made. But she doesn't know what her husband made. You can sign the contract or rip up the contract. What do you want to do? Like that kind of deal. But she also answered trivia questions that it's just really well done. But it was an hour, and I thought it should be a half hour. But it was an hour. But man, I'm telling you, my kids and I, edge of our seat. And what's funny is my kids watch the Food Network. And they're like, oh my God, and they know all the names of the cooking shows. I can't remember the names of the cooking shows. On whatever, you get $10,000. They're at $1.5 million. Like, they compared to game shows. That's pretty impressive,
yeah,
right?
So, major network, they're shelling it out.
$10,000 for a cooking show, and this is 1 point. You could win $4 million on this show.
Does she take the money, or does she let her husband?
She tore up the contract, but he also lost. See, she got 4 answers wrong, so they had to drop red balls in to lose money. So he had 1.5 million, but he lost 700,000. The Plinko balls went into the different things.
Oh, that's going to ruin your life.
They have all this money, and then the Plinko balls, because he answered something wrong later, well, we got to drop the balls in, and it drops down. Yeah.
But then they still won a hefty amount of money.
Yeah, 700,000.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is the best part. Wait, D, did you see it?
Oh my gosh, I am on the edge of my seat when I watch that show.
D, at the end, so they face each other, the husband and wife face each other, and she says, I ripped up the contract. And then he has to tell her how much. He goes, well, let me tell you how much money we won. What'd you think about that part?
I was like crying because I was like, why did you rip up that contract? I wish that they had a way to see how much they had won before they rip up the contract, but it was crazy.
So she says, I ripped up the contract, and he goes, oh my God, he goes, we just won $750,000, and she starts screaming and screaming, and I was watching, I went over to look at all my kids' eyes. My kids all have this smile, this joyous smile on their faces by watching this show, and the people on TV, they were screaming and yelling. It's such a good show, right?